Pasti teman-teman pernah dengar celetukan, anak Gen Z gampang banget nyerah. Baru dikritik dikit langsung overthinking. Atau, anak zaman sekarang kalau stres dikit pasti langsung healing.
Surely, you have heard the side that Gen Z kids give up very easily, that they overthink after just a little criticism, or the teenage kids, if they are even a little stressed, will immediately start healing.
Lalu, teman-teman pasti pernah mendengar istilah generasi strawberry. Generasi yang kelihatannya cantik di luar tapi rapuh ketika menghadapi tekanan. Kenapa ya Gen Z sering banget dicap lemah sama generasi yang lebih tua? Atau hal ini terjadi karena adanya benturan nilai antar generasi?
You've probably heard the term strawberry generation, a generation that appears beautiful on the outside but is fragile when faced with pressure. Why is Gen Z so often labeled weak by other generations? Or is this due to a clash of values between generations?
Di video kali ini, kita akan jelajahi sisi psikologis dan sosial di balik label lemah ini. Aku Noala, akan memandumu untuk memuaskan rasa keingintahuanmu.
In this video, we'll explore the psychological and social underpinnings of this weak label. I'm Noala, will guide you through this process to satisfy your curiosity.
Pertama, kita harus pahami dulu, Gen Z tumbuh dalam lingkungan yang sangat berbeda dengan generasi baby boomer atau Gen X. Label lemah yang sering disematkan ke Gen Z itu sebenarnya muncul dari perbandingan gaya hidup antar generasi. Generasi baby boomer dan Gen X tumbuh di era yang keras. Stabilitas ekonomi sulit, informasi terbatas, dan harus kerja keras untuk bertahan. Sementara Gen Z tumbuh di era digital, serba cepat, penuh informasi, dan di satu sisi, serba cemas.
First, we must understand that Gen Z grew up in a very different environment than the baby boomer or Gen X generations. The level of weak that is often attached to Gen Z actually arises from the lifestyle comparison between the generations. The baby boomer and Gen X grew up in a harsh era with difficult economic stability, limited information, and the need to work hard to survive. Meanwhile, Gen Z grew up in the digital era, which is fast-paced, full of information, and on the one hand, full of anxiety.
Menurut Dr. Haim Ginot, dalam teori helikopter parenting yang banyak diteliti dalam psikologi perkembangan, generasi sebelum Gen Z sering dibesarkan dengan pola asuh yang lebih independen dan otoriter. Sementara banyak Gen Z yang dibesarkan dengan pola asuh yang lebih protektif dan fokus pada harga diri atau self-esteem. Dari kecil, mereka terus didengar dan dilindungi. Ini bagus untuk membangun kepercayaan diri. Tapi di mata generasi lama yang terbiasa tahan banting, ini bisa terlihat seperti manja. Nah, karena cara hidup dan pola asuh yang berbeda ini, maka cara menghadapi masalah tiap generasi pun beda juga. Tapi bedanya ini sering disalahartikan sebagai tanda kelemahan.
According to Dr. Haim Ginot, in the helicopter parenting theory widely studied in developmental psychology, generations before Gen Z were often raised with more independent and authoritarian parenting styles. Meanwhile, many Gen Zers are more protective and focused on self-esteem. From a young age, they are consistently listened to and protected. This is good for building self-confidence, but in the eyes of older generations who are used to resilience, this can be seen as spoiled. No, because of these different lifestyles and parenting styles, the way each generation deals with problems is also different. But this difference is often misinterpreted as a sign of weakness.
Yang kedua, menurut penelitian dari The American Psychological Association tahun 2022, Gen Z adalah generasi paling cemas dibanding generasi lain. Hal ini disebabkan karena Gen Z adalah generasi digital native. Mereka tidak pernah mengenal dunia tanpa internet. Tekanan di dunia maya, seperti cyberbullying, FOMO atau fear of missing out, dan standar kesuksesan yang tidak realistis adalah tekanan yang nyata dan tidak dialami generasi sebelumnya dalam bentuk yang sama.
Second, according to a 2022 study from the American Psychological Association, Gen Z is the most anxious generation compared to other generations. This is because Gen Z is a digital native generation. They have never known a world without the internet. Online pressures like cyberbullying, FOMO, and unrealistic standards of success are real pressures that previous generations haven't experienced in the same way.
Jadi ketika Gen Z terlihat stres karena media sosial, generasi sebelumnya mungkin menganggapnya sebagai masalah yang tidak nyata. Selain itu, Gen Z lebih sadar akan krisis global seperti pandemi, resesi, dan perubahan iklim bikin masa depan terasa nggak pasti. Jadi, bukan karena lemah, tapi karena beban psikologis mereka jauh lebih kompleks, terutama di era informasi yang nggak pernah berhenti seperti sekarang ini.
So, while Gen Z stressed out with social media, previous generation might dismiss it as a non-essential issue. Furthermore, Gen Z is more aware of global crises like pandemics, recessions, and climate change, making the future feel uncertain. So it's not because they're weak, but because they're psychological and is far more complex, especially in today's age of perpetual information.
Menariknya, Gen Z justru dikenal sebagai generasi yang lebih sadar kesehatan mental. Kalau dulu stres dianggap hal biasa, sekarang mereka berani ngomong, "Aku butuh bantuan, aku butuh istirahat."
Interestingly, Gen Z is known as a generation that is more aware of mental health. While stress was once considered normal, now they're bold enough to say, "I need help, I need a break."
Menurut riset dari Verywell Mind dan Harvard Health, Gen Z paling terbuka terhadap terapi dan self-care dibanding generasi sebelumnya. Nah, buat sebagian orang tua, keterbukaan ini justru terlihat seperti kelemahan. Padahal sebenarnya ini bentuk kekuatan bahwa mereka berani menghadapi diri sendiri.
According to research from Verywell Mind and Harvard Health, Gen Z is more open to therapy and self-care than any previous generation. While some parents may perceive this openness as weakness, it's actually a sign of strength, demonstrating the courage to face themselves.
Dan menurut penelitian di Jurnal Psikologi Indonesia yang terbit tahun 2021, keterbukaan emosional ini justru meningkatkan resiliensi dan kemampuan beradaptasi terhadap stres. Hal ini tentunya akan menyebabkan adanya benturan nilai antar generasi. Apa yang dianggap kuat oleh generasi lama belum tentu sama definisinya bagi Gen Z.
And according to research published in the Indonesian Journal of Psychology in 2021, this emotional openness actually increases resilience and the ability to adapt to stress. This will undoubtedly lead to a clash of values between generations. What is considered strong by older generations may not be the same definition for Gen Z.
Berdasarkan penelitian oleh American Psychological Association atau biasa disebut APA, bagi generasi lama, kuat berarti diam dan menahan masalah. Namun bagi Gen Z, kuat justru berarti berani mengakui kelemahan dan mencari pertolongan. Apa yang disebut lemah oleh generasi lama sebenarnya adalah kesadaran akan kesehatan mental yang lebih tinggi. Gen Z lebih berani bilang, "Aku nggak baik-baik aja," dan itu adalah bentuk keberanian baru. Sebagai bentuk, mereka berani menghadapi diri sendiri dan lebih aware akan diri sendiri.
According to research by the American Psychological Association, for older generations, strength means staying silent and enduring problems. However, for Gen Z, strength actually means having the courage to admit weakness and seek help. What older generation might call weakness is actually a heightened awareness of mental health. Gen Z is more willing to say, "I'm not okay," and it's a new form of courage, as they face themselves and become more self-aware.
Lalu, berdasarkan studi dari LinkedIn atau Deloitte tentang tren kerja Gen Z, bertahan di pekerjaan yang toksik justru dianggap bodoh. Lain halnya dengan generasi baby boomer, mungkin bangga bertahan di satu perusahaan selama 30 tahun. Gen Z lebih loyal pada nilai-nilai pribadi, work-life balance, dan pertumbuhan diri. Sementara generasi sebelumnya, sikap ini bisa dianggap sebagai tidak setia dan cepat menyerah.
Furthermore, studies from LinkedIn and Deloitte on Gen Z work trends suggest that staying in a toxic job is considered foolish. This contrasts with the baby boomer generation, who might be productive of staying with one company for 30 years. Gen Z is more loyal to personal values, work-life balance, and personal growth, whereas in previous generations, this attitude could be perceived as disloyal and a quick quitter.
Sekarang bayangkan, bagi generasi yang dulu berjuang dari nol, kerja keras tanpa banyak mengeluh itu tanda kekuatan. Tapi bagi Gen Z, keseimbangan hidup dan kesehatan mental justru jadi prioritas. Jadi, yang terjadi bukan siapa kuat, siapa lemah, tapi benturan nilai hidup dan cara bertahan yang berbeda.
Now imagine, for a generation that once struggled from scratch, hard work without complaining was a sign of strength. But for Gen Z, life balance and mental health are priorities. So, what's at stake isn't who's strong or who's weak, but rather a clash of life values and different coping styles.
Jangan salah, di balik stereotip lemah, Gen Z juga punya kekuatan luar biasa. Yang pertama, adaptif terhadap perubahan teknologi. Kedua, punya empati sosial tinggi. Terakhir, berani bicara soal keadilan, kesetaraan, dan isu global.
Make no mistake, behind the stereotype of weakness, Gen Z also possesses extraordinary strengths. First, they are adaptable to technological change. Second, they possess high level of social empathy. And finally, they are bold in speaking out about justice, equality, and global issues.
Penelitian dari survei Deloitte Global pada tahun 2024 bahkan menyebut Gen Z adalah generasi paling sadar nilai, paling peduli terhadap isu kemanusiaan dan lingkungan. Jadi mungkin mereka bukan lemah, tapi lebih peka dan manusiawi.
Research from a 2024 Deloitte Global survey even identified Gen Z as the most first conscientious generation, most concerned with humanitarian and environmental issues. So, perhaps, they're not weak, but more sensitive and human.
Jadi, setiap generasi punya caranya sendiri buat bertahan. Gen Z bukan lemah. Mereka hanya berjuang di medan perang yang berbeda. Medan perangnya penuh dengan tekanan digital, ketidakpastian ekonomi, dan kesadaran akan isu-isu global yang membuat cemas. Sebaliknya, kita juga perlu memahami bahwa generasi sebelumnya dibesarkan dengan nilai survival dan ketahanan fisik. Kritik mereka, meski terdengar menyebalkan, seringkali berasal dari rasa khawatir dan cara mereka menunjukkan kasih sayang menurut bahasa mereka.
So, each generation has its own way of surviving. Gen Z isn't weak, they're just fighting on a different battlefield. It's one filled with digital pressures, economic uncertainty, and a growing awareness of global issues that can be daunting. Conversely, we also need to understand that previous generations were raised with values of survival and physical resilience. Their criticism, while annoying, often stem from a deep sense of anxiety and their own way of expressing affection.
Kalau kamu Gen Z, atau mungkin dari generasi sebelumnya, gimana menurutmu? Tulis pendapatmu di kolom komentar. Jangan lupa like, share, dan subscribe, biar makin banyak yang bisa mikir bareng. Aku Noala, stay curious, dan sampai jumpa.
If you're Gen Z or perhaps from a previous generation, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so more people can think with me, Noala. Stay curious and see you soon!